Good. Ready?
Ready. All right. So we're trying something new this month. So any and all feedback is appreciated. Just giving you a little more detail. So we have the balance sheet and the income statement, and no statement of transactions, because really the statement of transactions is a repeat of the income statement.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also including a general ledger report that's straight out of the system. Yeah, so for those of you who love numbers, like Darlene and I, and Pat, and Pat, you have you have more detail of exactly what goes into these. And for those who don't, well, it's okay. So anyway, so the audit is complete. And I know we've been going back and forth on a couple things on the balance sheet. Took it off, put it on, took it off again. So the auditor did revise one of the items. It's that we had the deferred revenue, remember, from that 5-year land purchase. So they took another look at the accounting rules and decided, nope, it really is revenue. So, yes. So
It's not refundable.
It's not
was.
right. It's not refundable. And it's one of those things too. It's tough because it's like governmental accounting versus normal ordinary accounting, and the two kind of concepts are different in different ways.
Okay.
So this is one of those different ways. Like in the non-governmental world, it would have stayed deferred revenue until it was earned at the end of that 5th year. But this is governmental. So it is off the balance sheet and back into revenue, which now makes our December net loss only like $1,700, and our year-to-date net gain about $39,000. And then so really that's the only changes. And back to the balance sheet, we have our cash of 1.9 million in the bank, which ties to the nice little general ledger page and the bank statement. We have a couple accounts payable at the end of December for items that haven't yet been paid but should be expensed in 2025 of $9,389. And really that's about it for anything on the December statements. Again, nice end of year $39,000 net gain. Not too much, not too little. Any questions?
All right. Take a motion to accept the financial statements as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Janine,
I'll second it.
second by Darlene. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and then I present for approval, or I motion for approving the checks for February of $16,006.86. There was a check that we sent out in January, a little bit more for our property taxes. There was something about a piece of the property had not been pulled out and given to SEVA, so SEVA did not pay it, so we had to pay it. We'll have to get it back from SEVA. And that is the $431. Other than that, really some of the bigger items to pay in February is the conference table, $3,600, progress billing on the audit of $6,000, and our monthly contract and credit card reimbursements to the town of Lockport of about $5,000. So any questions on that?
All right. We have a motion by Kristen to pay the bills and invoices.
I'll second it.
Second by Darlene. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Kristen.
Well, and then just the only other thing I want to mention is that next month the audit committee will be meeting with the auditors prior to our meeting and then presenting the draft financial statements to you guys.
And that's at 7:30, correct?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And everything's going well with the new bank and contact.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been contacted by the new rep at all, but
No.
I mean, it's not.
Pretty little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, administrative director's report. Chad.
Thank you, Chairman. I bring to your attention the little report that Maureen does for us every month for the marketing report. Not much change there, but it shows that, the hits went from 283 in December down to 240. Page views went up. So overall, I think we're still getting a consistent consistent. What's the word I want?
Viewership.
Thank you. Viewership is
Okay.
exactly what we're
That's
looking for from our website. Office update.
Landscaping in the front of the building, and they've got a master gardeners program over there. So they volunteered their gardeners to come over and design a native plant garden for the front of the building. Town of Lockport, not the IDA, but the town is going to pay for the plantings, and then the master gardener program is going to plant them and design it. So that'll happen. We should probably be in communication with them soon.
I will give Justin a call. I would
Planting
think.
season is going to be upon us.
On the calendar for
can we
April.
hope?
know it.
We think.
Yeah.
We're
We're looking at snow.
Maybe.
With this winter, it has to be in early spring.
Oh.
Please.
Right.
We've got well,
Early
I was-
dry spring.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I go for that.
So yeah, that'll be something to look forward to in the
That's
in the
great.
springtime.
that's
I think
cool.
it'll be interesting. And that's a nice kind of arrangement that Pat set up between them
Yes.
and us.
Love
It
it.
was, Tom was kind of the impetus. He's a real indigenous sort of guy when it comes to plants and organics and that sort of thing. So
Native
it was a
plants.
great idea, and they were delighted, and they're going to put a little plaque up that indicates that it was designed and planted by Niagara Co-op. So we'll look forward to that in the spring. With regard to Paris Prep, Tom and I did not get together this week, but I can tell you that most of the information is now in. All of the businesses at the park have sent their report over. We have the financials. We're waiting. I suspect we'll get those beginning of next week, the finals. We've got the budget, of course. And so Tom and I are going to get together either Monday or Tuesday of next week. I suspect we'll be able to enter probably up to 90% next week. So that's
What's the
coming along
deadline
great.
for that report?
March 15th. My transitioning, I'm starting to get my sea legs, and feeling more assured of finding files and what I need to do. But obviously, there's still quite a learning curve, and Tom's been helpful, and obviously Tom Sy as well. So we'll just keep plugging along. I did go out to the IDA, toured the park, met with several of the owners out there. It was really kind of enlightening. I haven't been out there. If you'll recall, I served on that board, I think in 2010, maybe 2010 to 2012 or something. And so at that time, I had a chance, but I was delighted to see how much action there had been at the park. And meeting was last night from the NCEDC and New York State EDC conference, and that was interesting. Albany was cold and dark and dreary, and but the conference in and of itself was very informative. Just a few bullet points. Excuse me. The governor's mantra in every single breakout session that we had was "Let them build." So what that means is she's putting like $250 million in the budget for affordable housing. And as a result, the reason she needs the affordable housing is that, she wants to become a hub for microchips. Micron's doing their groundbreaking. They had it last month. But that is, obviously a huge need. I think 9,000 employees they're expecting. It's so crazy. And the other buzzword is quantum, and she's really wanting this to be a hub for quantum chip installation, which I understand it's kind of like AI on steroids.
Mhm.
And it's going to be used. Are you familiar with it, Todd? It's
Yeah,
really,
a little bit.
they're gonna a lot of clinical trials, biochem, and that sort of thing. So for the IDAs, how it relates to us is basically she wants to streamline all the jurisdictional the regulation agencies, the DEC, the archaeological, the historical. They learned when doing Micron that the reason people don't come to build in New York, why they're going to North Carolina and Tennessee and Texas, is because they have their doors open. They're making it easy for businesses to come. They determined when Micron decided to land here that we have a lot of stumbling blocks. So she's
just figured it out.
so they have this task force of attorneys, of course, who are going to rewrite the regs, try to streamline seeker, and make it easier to do business here in New York State.
Believe it when I see it.
Well, that's what we all said. But she hired. She's got 45 new DEC agents budgeted. Wonderful for that. But one of the things, like with the DEC, is she talks about lowering the buffer zone and not having so much redundancy with.
I mean, the DEC just did a massive expansion of their jurisdictional takings on the state last year.
Yeah, but this
Massive.
is this year.
And this is
This is this year, so things will
We'll
things will
Well, it's
change.
an election
More
year.
people
Right.
that cut things and
Yeah.
stop things and lock things.
right.
Oh, I know, and I
It's an
think
election year.
Right.
Exactly. You're right. So she can say what she wants, but she's got a gigantic bureaucratic state.
she
that
does.
She cannot just simply control. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And like with regard to Paris, that was in when I went to one breakout on Paris. She's throwing like $60 million into the budget to revamp Paris because it's burdensome and difficult, and there's no reason to have all that data.
I
So
hope all of that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was
hey,
great, right? I know.
you come out feeling all warm and fuzzy. We'll
But
see
yeah.
how it goes. So that's basically it in a nutshell. And again, I'm looking forward to some feedback from you. Kristen and I kind of worked together on the audit and getting Kate to use the Springboard, which was fun.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So that was good.
carries over to other places.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that you push that a little bit. So
Yeah, because I was talking to Mary about pulling off the balance sheet and the income statement because there's got to be canned reports in there for these two
she
things
showed it to
too.
me. It works perfectly. That's why I told you I was surprised to see we're back to this, but baby steps.
Right,
We'll
exactly.
get there. So
And again, I am happy to dig into the software and see what I can take out.
absolutely.
And Kate and I went to high school together. We swam together, so maybe we can work
I
together.
would say
Oh,
you are the person. You
Yes.
are the person. I'm
Old
sure.
teammates.
Exactly. So
That's great.
Well, it certainly would be nice if there was some spillover from Micron and Quantum this way, as far as projects. So
I know.
Yeah.
I think the Quantum is like computing to like streamline and like decide where to go with projects as far as like biotech projects. Like
It's mainly biotech by
Yeah,
the sounds of it.
so pretty exciting stuff.
What they're talking about is, again, the clinical trial is a big portion of that. And instead of having clinical trials in New York State or even the United States, this quantum is going to be able to accumulate information, just like AI, in a second. And they see great strides in the medical research and that sort of thing. So I guess we just have to step back and get ready.
Get ready to live
Get
forever.
ready to live forever. So, any other questions that you have for me or suggestions or anything as I work through my transition? Okay, good. That's all I have then. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Mr. Attorney. Oh, sorry,
Attorney
Chairman.
Zipper, yeah.
I forgot who I was.
Um,
I'm sorry.
I don't have anything really to report other than the Siva Plastics has made an application to the town's planning board for their project, for a site plan approval for their project. So that is one step forward. So I saw Terry Burton again. I asked Terry about how things were going and everything else, and he didn't have any kind of super clear answer. So it's just, as far as those two projects go, wind and plastics, that's the only real report, is that plastics now has an application in front of the planning board for site plan approval for the project that's being considered. Other than that, I don't have much to report.
All right. Sounds good. And then That's sort of your old business too, right? CV Plastics.
Yeah,
Old
you're right.
business, right? Same thing.
It's the same thing.
All right. Any new business?
Not that I have to report. Do you have
Do we-
anything?
Is there anything for executive or?
I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. That was a quick one then. Any other questions for Pat before we move on then? All right. The next meeting will be 8 a.m. Thursday, March 12th. And then you said 7:30 a.m. is the accounting meeting, Kristen?
Yep.
7:30 a.m. All right. And then I'll take a motion to